Jarrett, Louie, my sweet Brianna and Michaela and Alex. Hey, Alex. Adam and Kinsley. We've got Zane and Jay and Charlie. Rexton. Hey. I'm doing okay. We've got Jacob and Miss Peyton. And Leah's here. So glad you're here. I'm doing all right. Everyone else, how are you all doing? So I'll give Kylie a update on our status. Tired, good. Good. Well, today is a Wednesday. We are midway through the week. I don't know why my calendar says 1.02 quiz. That should be done by now. Okay. So let's go through and make sure everything up through the 1.06 assignment is completed. Okay. So in your grade book, make sure everything through the 1.06 quiz have been completed. Kaden's here. We're glad you're here, Kaden. Your Unit 10 quizzes can be taken an unlimited amount of times, okay? This is new to some units. Take these suckers. Remember, I did throw that little hint out that if you have a high enough grade average, that you might, at the end of May, you might not have to take the biology final exam for this class. All right, not the state test. You will have to take the biology state test next week. But if you do well enough and have a good enough grade average in our class, we won't have to take it. So use this advantage of being able to take your Unit 10 test as many times as you want. And make sure everything is completed through 1.06 or 10.06. All right. I might go ahead and open up your 10.09 quiz. Right. I have some recordings for next week, and the content on 10.09 will be covered on there. But I say it's good to go ahead and get most of this unit under our belt before we take our biology test next week. How do you feel about your upcoming state test? How do you feel? Nervous? Yep, we're reviewing for it. We have been reviewing for it all Unit 10. We're going to review for it today. You feel all right about it? Kylie says. Did any of you do that meditation with Mrs. Schmidt by chance? You may do that. I'm gonna pull up that might be a good way to start this test. It sounds really strange, but I think it would be a great thing to do. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find that link. Let's see. I forgot that I said I might want to do that today. Where'd it go? I'm gonna pop out of that window. Did anyone? I'm not getting any response about someone seeing it. Did anyone see it by chance? Nobody's seen it? Okay. Well, let's try it. Before we go into class today, I want to find the exact one that I. One second. Here it is. I think I can actually put it up in the classroom. So this is something that, like, if you want to save, you can save it. And do it on test day. Okay, so I'm going to put the link after we do it. I'll put it in chat. And then we can actually do this on test day. I think this is it. Okay. Are you ready? So this is like actually something you could play in your like while you sit in the testing lobby. I'm going to put a QR code up in my testing site so that if as students sit there, they want to take this and use this to just help prep their minds for what we're about to do. It helps just calm their nerves. All right. Give me a green check if you are ready. I know it took me a minute to find that, but I want to make sure you're all here. I'm all about doing things that make things useful for you. I really feel like this could be useful. All right. All right, you're with me. Most of you are with me. Here we go. So I'm going to end it there because you could actually, when it's affirming you, saying you're ready, you're capable. Um, tell me how you feel about it. Has anybody ever done any meditation? I feel like meditation always is related to faith-based things. I don't think it has to be that way. Really, what meditation does is it's just a focusing of your mind, right? So that meditation, you feel more stressed. Well, then, Kirk, don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, I think it can, on the right personality types that really help focus you. There really is something to, girls, you need to keep it down. There really is something to using your breath. When you work out, you can enhance how you're exercising and the intensity of your exercises by using your breath. When you are trying to focus or calm your body down, it's actually attached to your brain when you take deep breaths. It will really, truly help bring your heart rate down. Okay. I would think, Isaiah, if you have a high, strong personality, that would help bring you down. I'm glad it helped. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in chat. There's the link. So if that helped you, maybe so like we have in our testing site, there's a lobby. So before you would actually enter the testing room, that's a spot where you could do that. So if you're sitting in the lobby waiting to go out, that would be a good place to pop this onto your phone, into your ears, and just like sit there and chill, or get to your testing site early and sit in your car for 10 minutes and do this in your car. And sometimes you just need affirmed. And I know a lot of you, even just from participating in class, that sometimes you need, like, you do so much better. You're like, I don't know this. I'm not smart, or I don't get this, or but then when I hear you participate and I can affirm you and say, you know this, you know what you're doing a great job, it does really affect your mentality. And so I do think that this meditation is good for some of us, and just saying, hey, you know this stuff. Let's calm your heart, your mind down and focus on success, because it has nothing to do with, I don't know if you're talking about morals or morale. A morale thing, it could. No, it has nothing to do with like being moral, like if something's right or wrong, or having any kind of faith-based or spiritual-based component. Nope. This is just kind of getting your mind in the right spot and your body into a focused position. Okay. There might be spiritual meditations, I don't know, but this is not anything that has to do with being moral or spiritual. This just has to do with focusing your mind. And if you have any kind of anxiety, just kind of bringing your anxiety down. Confidence is what you mean. Yep. Yeah. And if you listen to that last part, it was like, you are ready. You can do this. And so it's just kind of affirming. Yeah. It is kind of a confidence thing, and it helps you kind of settle your mind, settle yourself. All right. So if it's something that you're like, wow, if you really closed your eyes and you really were doing your deep breaths and really listening to that encouraged or helped you, I say take that with you. Right? Everyone is definitely not wired the same, so all things won't work the same for every person. It's my job to get as many tools as I can in your hands so that you can be successful. So that is one that we gave a whirl today. All right. Does anybody want to read what in the world we're going to cover today?
Sure. I can describe a dihybrid cross. I can describe the FOIL method used to determine parental gametes. I can determine parental gametes for a dihybrid cross. And I can analyze the offspring from a dihybridated cross.
Awesome. Thank you, Kaden. How will you bring it to your test? So what you can do, Kaden, is do you have a phone by chance? Yes. So what you can do is you can take this link that's right above your comment. If you click on it, it should pop it up into your browser. Copy this hyperlink, okay? And either email it to yourself in your phone or text it to yourself. And then you can bring it back up on YouTube. Or like sometimes I don't know if you have a note section in your phone like I do on my iPhone. I save like important links in there. So you could save it in your phone so that you can come back and listen to it later. Would you guys like me to email it out as well? Would anyone like me to email it out so you have it in your email? Anyone? Will you let me know if you want me to email it out? Okay, I will email that out. And then you can use or lose it, all right? All right, so let's keep moving today. So we are going to practice today with some purple people eaters. All right, we are going to look at two different traits. Yesterday we practiced what a dominant and recessive trait are. Can somebody tell me what a dominant and recessive trait are? You tell me. What is a dominant trait? Best, thank you. All right, so a dominant trait, Caden, is 100% right, is represented by any capital letter. All right, he used the example big H, which is perfect. Yes, it's an inherited trait. It's one of two alleles that you get for everything, every code in your DNA. Yep, you get one allele from one parent, perfect, and one allele from another. What do we use to represent the recessive allele? What is the recessive? Yes, Madison. So the dominant is represented by capital letters. The recessive trait is represented by the lowercase letter, and it's exactly the same as it is inherited from a parent. All right. And we have two for each genetic code in our DNA. All right. So we're going to do a cross between a heterozygous. Somebody tell me what it means to be heterozygous. What does heterozygous mean? Good. It's having one of each allele, one dominant and one recessive trait. All right, so a heterozygous green-eyed purple people eater, all right, and a homozygous. What's homozygous? Good. Homozygous meaning the same, perfect, Jarrett Madison, and it's a homozygous dominant. So what does a homozygous dominant individual look like? Good. Homozygous dominant have two uppercase letters. Perfect, Madison. All right, so we are going to cross those two individuals to see what their offspring would look like. It's also mentioning not just the eye color, but what else is it mentioning? Horns. All right. Yellow eye and white horn. And a horn, what? So funny. So we're looking at these horns and eyeballs. All right, so step one, let's look at this. If he's heterozygous and green-eyed, what would dad look like? He's heterozygous for green eyes. Somebody put that up here under. Good. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. Let's change that. I'm so sorry. Now you should be able to. Good. So we're heterozygous. And mom is homozygous dominant. Horned purple people eater that has a yellow eye. A yellow eye. So what would you have to be to have a yellow eye or a recessive trait shine through? All right, so the yellow eye, yes, Madison, perfect, guys. Great job. In order for that recessive trait, thank you, Brianna, to show through, you have to be homozygous recessive, because any time that that recessive allele is paired with a dominant allele, it is masked or it doesn't shine through. Perfect. So we know that we figured out that is their genotype for their eye type. Let's look at their horns. And what is their horns? Homozygous dominant for a homozygous dominant. Good, Kaden. So this is the dad is homozygous dominant for the horn. So what do you want to put over here for his horns? We're going to put it right next to those. Big R, big R. And mom says that she has a white horn. So what would mom's white horn be? Again, here's white horns are represented by, yep, again, that recessive trait. And for that recessive trait to show through, we have to have little r, little r. Awesome. All right, so to determine the different genotypes for each parent, we have to use the FOIL method, just like we do in math. So we're going to take this G, right, for dad, we're going to find dad's possible gametes by going big G, big R. So let's put that down here as one of his possibilities. Big G, big R. Someone write that in for me. Big G, big R. Good. Now let's go again, FOIL, big G, another big R. So big G, big R again. See how we're taking this one and kind of going to the inner into the outer? Now we come back to the lowercase g. So lowercase g, big R is another possibility from Dad, and lowercase g, big R as a second possibility for Dad. So these are all down here. The possible genotypes that Dad could pass on to the offspring of these two characteristics, of these two traits. Now let's do it for Mom. All right. Little g, little r is her first possibility to pass on. What would be her second possibility? Good. Another little g, little r. So there, literally, if you look at these, all of the possibilities, look, are all going to be the exact same. So we're going to put 4 different varieties of, yep, little g, little r, little g, little r. Why is it important that we look at all of the genetic possibilities that these parents can pass to their offsprings? Well, we're going to take all of these right here, okay, guys? And we're going to plug them in to a dihybrid cross. So Dad's gametes, or Dad's genotype possibilities, are all going to go across the top. Brianna, do you mind putting those in? Or whoever was helping me? Yes, she's on it. Awesome. Madison, do you mind putting Mom's genotypes down the side for me? Thank you. Yes, Emma, I will promise I will get back to you today. I am so sorry. Awesome. All right, so now we perform this Punnett square just like we would perform any other Punnett square, but we're going to drop Dad's alleles down and move Mom's over. All right, so what if we did that? What would box 1 look like? Good. Big G, little g, big R, little r. That's perfect. What about here? We drop down, move Mom over. What would that look like? Yes. Drop down, move Mom over. Yes, good. See, the little g's both get brought. Big R, little r. Good. Drop Dad down, move Mom over. Good. Drop Dad down, move Mom over. Good. Drop Dad down, move Mom over. Drop Dad down, move Mom's over. Drop Dad down, move Mom over. Drop Dad down, move Mom over. You guys are keeping up with me. I love it. Drop Dad down, move Mom over. Drop Dad down, move Mom over. Drop Dad down, move Mom over. We're doing it, guys. It's a lengthy process, but you guys are on top of it. This is how you do a dihybrid cross. Just like you do those Punnett squares, those basic Punnett squares, but a few more letters. It seems repetitive, but repetition is also really good for your memory. It really is. So it's your help building. The more you do this, and the students that help put these in, and when you're actively listening to this is helping you store this in your permanent memory. All right. So once you get here, you can start what we call like analyzing or interpreting the genotypes in that square. All right, so let's move down. And I'm just gonna, because of time, I would usually have us go through and put in the phenotype, right? The phenotype is what? What is the phenotype? Yes, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Madison. The physical appearance or physical expression. So what I would normally do is have volunteers, and we would go through and look at what color their eyeball is and what color the horn is. Is this how many children that these two parents are going to have? Yes or no? Yay, Brianna, you remember. Is this how many offspring they're definitely going to have, and definitely what the genotypes are going to be? No, you're right. It's just showing us all of the genetic possibilities and the probability of each type of offspring. So when we do this big picture is showing us all the possibilities. But then we put those in there, and it's also going to show us, it's going to give us some ratios. Like, what is my percentage of having a yellow-eyed, red-horned child versus having a green-eyed, red-horned child? Okay? You can see pretty easily that the ratio in this is what? What percentage? Just by looking at this, because it splits it so nicely. Yeah, it's a 50-50. You have a 50% chance of having a green-eyed, red-horned purple people eater, or a 50% chance of having a yellow-eyed, red-horned purple people eater. All right, this would be the most complicated thing it's going to get on your test. All right, would be putting together a dihybrid cross and interpreting a dihybrid cross. But if you know dominance versus recessive, just take your time. You will get scratch paper, absolutely. Yep. Okay, so you'll have scratch paper you can use to do this kind of thing on. And like I said, this would be the most complicated that it would be. Rest assured in that. That's kind of why we spent so much time going over it today, so that you feel good with your dihybrid crosses. And those of you that participated, I feel like you're ready. Which brings us to the end of today oh so quickly, okay? I am going to put some, I get squeaky. I'm going to put some recordings in the classroom. You can use those next week. You can use those the end of this week. And record the time for next week, whatever you prefer. Okay. I want you to have those so that you can review any other material you'd like to. And I'm going to just make it an announcement in the classroom. So look for an announcement in the classroom that has some extra additional recordings to go over things. You did a fantastic job today. Thanks for being here. There's going to be some help sessions tomorrow. If you need anything, stop in there. And have a wonderful Wednesday. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.